Okay, we are recording.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday night Challenger Zoom. For those of you that don't know me, I am Elizabeth. I'm one of Kelly's coaches. I'm a coach. Kelly's my coach. And I've been coaching for about 3.5 years now. I've been a wife for almost 4 years, and I have a 2.5-year-old and a 7-month-old. Both are daughters, both girls. But so tonight I wanted to just kind of share my story, because I think that there's a huge, there's a lot of power in listening to other people's testimonies. And I think it really helps build belief to see how other people have overcome and have made it to where they are now, because I think it's really easy to see where people are now and, not know how they got there or what they went through to get there. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I have my notes here, so we should be good. So my background, when I was growing up, I watched my mom do every single diet imaginable, every single shake imaginable, but we still went out to dinner like probably 3 or 4 nights a week. And she did a lot of like frozen stuff for us. My dad lived on a diet of beer, pasta, and canned vegetables. And minus the beer, he would make us the pasta and vegetables whenever he cooked for us, and it would always be in like a gross casserole. Yeah, he still does that, and I still don't eat it. And I also watched my sister go through an eating disorder when she got to college. So those were that's what I came into this community with. That was my background of nutrition, and mainly just nutrition. I did sports growing up, and I loved them. But I was always the big girl on the team. I was never, I was always taller than everyone. I was always more muscular. I'm just like a muscular person in general, but I just thought I was like a lot fatter than everyone. And I let that be my excuse for quitting sports and pretty much every physical activity. And I didn't think that I would ever be fit or healthy because no one in my family was, and I didn't have any example to follow of health. And then let's see. Oh, my parents had a very unhappy marriage, and they ended up getting divorced about 2.5 years ago. But both of them, my dad would comfort himself with alcohol, and my mom would comfort herself with food and TV. And it was just that's what I learned to comfort myself with. My sister went more the alcohol direction. I went more the food direction when we got older. And then really just growing up, I let other people define me and tell me who I was. And yeah, that's kind of where I started from. So how I started with this community, I was 21 years old, which was about 4 years ago. And I was about 200 pounds. I'm 5'7", so that was like way up there for me. And I could barely walk across campus, our college campus, without getting winded. And I was engaged to an athlete who always wanted to go hiking and biking, or even just like toss a Frisbee around. And any thought of physical activity was a source of anxiety for me, because I didn't want parts of my body to jiggle while he was around, and I didn't want him to see how out of breath I was, or like any of our friends that were around. I didn't want them to see that either. So I got him to watch a lot of movies with me, just things that were sedentary, because I didn't want to move, because I was really insecure. And I think Kelly, I started following pretty much from the beginning of her health journey 6 years ago. So I followed her for 2 years on Facebook, didn't like or comment on any single thing that she posted. And 4 months before my wedding, I bought 21 Day Fix because I had seen her post something about it at some point. And I thought that that was a good starting place for me with Beachbody programs, just because it was 21 days long. And I thought that that would be a reasonable amount of time to devote to something before I gave up on myself. And oh, another piece of this, a couple summers before this, I had tried a diet where I had to eat like less than 12,000 calories a day and work out for like an hour. So that was like my first introduction to healthy. And I lost like 25 pounds, but then I studied abroad in Austria, and I gained it all back plus like 10 more pounds. So with 21 Day Fix, I was like, I've done a program that's told me like, do this stuff for 30 days and then you'll get the body you want. So I was really worried about doing 21 Day Fix, but I thought that since Kelly was doing it, and she seemed like, you know, a good role model, I was like, if she's following it, I'm sure that I can try it, and I'm sure it's not unhealthy. So I loved it, and I got great results from it. I lost 12 pounds the first time I did it. And sorry, I went off track. I'm a big notes person. I was assigned to another coach when I signed up through Beachbody's website. I was still at the point where I didn't want to ask someone for help. So I just kind of did it on my own. And then the coach I was assigned to reached out to me and told me about challenge groups and Shakeology and all that stuff. And it sounded great, but me and her were not a good fit for each other. So I stopped doing her challenge group. And then Kelly started, and then I didn't really stay on track with like the nutrition, with the containers and doing the workouts. Because this was before we could get all the programs in one purchase, which is a blessing. So I randomly reached out to Kelly when she posted that she was doing a country heat group, because that one was 30 days long, but at least it was dancing and it looked like it was really, really easy. And I really decided to go all in with that one, because I spent the $160 it was or something on the challenge pack, and I really wanted to be able to return it when it didn't work. Not if it didn't work, but when it didn't work. When I went all in with it and I didn't reach my goals that I had set for myself. So as soon as the box came, I was like, all right, let's just do this. Let's plan out the meals as simply as possible. Let's push play on the workouts on the day that they're supposed to be done. And then at the end of this, I'm gonna get all my money back, and I just got a whole month of fitness and nutrition for free. Like, that's awesome. Can't beat that. But then doing country heat and following the nutrition, I lost 15 pounds, and it shocked me. And it shocked me into believing in myself, which I hadn't, even after finishing 21 Day Fix the first time, my belief grew like a little bit, but adding in all of the aspects, adding in the Shakeology, adding in the accountability group, adding in my husband, we had just gotten married, adding all of that together made my belief skyrocket. And I was like, all right, I got a coach. I got to share this with people. People need this, because I could see how it was changing my life. I had always every time I went to the doctor, I had a high blood pressure. So I just thought I was one of those people who had high blood pressure. And then I got pregnant with my daughter after I had finished Country Heat. And I went to the doctor, and every appointment, my blood pressure was like normal and not in the pre-hypertension range. And I was like, this is really weird. Like this, I guess this is from being healthier. Shocking. Let's see. So now, 4 years later, I have struggled and worked through 2 healthy pregnancies, a miscarriage, and 2 postpartum journeys. And I feel so much healthier now than when I was a kid. And I feel 100 times more confident than I did on my wedding day. And I felt pretty confident on my wedding day because I feel like I really rocked my dress, and I'm sure I did. But anyway, so how the community has changed me. I really love working out now, and I have trouble accepting rest days. And that, as I said before, with how much I hated physical activity, that's a huge deal for me. And it was not all of these things that the community has changed about me. These were not overnight things. These were showing up consistently and literally struggling through, pushing through walls and pulling down barriers just because I knew what I wanted on the other side. I wanted to be the person who loved working out. So I made it happen. And 4 years later, that's where I'm at. I've learned how to meal plan, and I've learned that I'm really good at meal planning and have a gift for teaching others how to do it. Let's see. The accountability has helped me to make better choices on a daily basis. So like having to post that I ate an entire carton, or sorry, not carton, but an entire pint of my favorite ice cream, which I did tonight. I will be posting that in the accountability group, and it will not feel good, but I will post it because then I know that feeling of having to tell people I did that, or even say it on this call, I don't want that again. So it helps you, even if it's not like, you're still gonna make those choices, but they're gonna become a lot less frequent the more you tell people about them. Let's see. I've surrounded myself with people who have marriages that are not only surviving, but truly thriving and constantly improving. Again, from watching my parents' marriage, that is a really huge thing for me. Like, without the gift of this community, I don't know where my own marriage would be, because me and my husband have had fights that, you know, would not have turned out the same way had I not have had the knowledge of being surrounded by such awesome examples. I really love reading personal development and growing in just who I am as a person. And I didn't mention this before, but my sister was always the smarter one in our family, so I just never tried. If I couldn't be where she was, then I just was gonna be where I needed to be to get by, to get through the grades. But I really do have a love for learning now that I really do attribute to this community. And I'm definitely not as afraid of challenges as I was before. Because even in the beginning, like Country Heat scared me, but it seemed like a challenge that was not too bad, but it was still a challenge, you know, still scary. But now I'm like, 21-day fix, well, 40 weeks pregnant, easy. And then, let's see. Oh, I can tell other people when I'm struggling now and know that it'll be met with compassion and understanding and support, and not judgment and condemnation, which were the friends that I was surrounded by growing up. So just, I don't know if this is recap or I don't know, but the three biggest things that have helped me to get to this point, again, plugging into the community, actually plugging into the community, like showing up at least 5 times a week, posting, posting your accountability, posting your food log. That's something that I've done from day one being in challenge groups, is posting my food log, and I think it really makes a huge difference. Responding to my coach when she messaged me when I would be quiet in the group, not completely running away and hiding, and doing what my coach tells me, even when I think it's dumb, like personal development and affirmations at the beginning. Kind of sounded dumb to me, but I knew that she was a couple steps ahead, well, lots of steps ahead of me, it felt like, and you know, she was the model that I was trying to try to grow towards. I don't know, my words are escaping me right now. But so I knew that success leaves clues. So what she was doing, I should probably put into action as well. And then, so that was the first thing, plugging in the community. Second thing, that really helped me, inviting other people to do it with me. That's why I signed up as a coach so quickly. They always say that you learn better when you teach other people what you're learning. And so that's how I refined this process for myself. Helping other people troubleshoot their problems really helped me to troubleshoot mine in more creative ways as well. And then the third piece, it was just making small sustainable changes at a time. So like at the very beginning, I went from eating baby carrots with ranch or iceberg lettuce with ranch as my only vegetables. And now I basically eat whatever vegetable is put in front of me, which is like a miracle considering how much I hated all vegetables growing up. But yeah, so those are my three biggest things that helped me. And I want us to do a little activity right now because we have a couple minutes. Yeah, onions. Onions were the huge one for me. I didn't start liking onions till I did Whole30 this past December. So that was my last food I had to get over. But I would like for us to take a couple minutes to write down 5 ways that your life has already improved from Beachbody programs in our community. And type 1 or 2 of them in the chat, just so I can say them, so the people who aren't on the call can kind of participate as well. And you know, it doesn't matter if you've been here for a week or 6 months or 5 years. You know, taking time every once in a while to see the small changes and wins you've already accomplished will keep you going and will make this a lifestyle change and not just another quick fix. So let's see what we've got here. So we've got, I'm an optimist now. I no longer quit programs I finished. I'm down 50 pounds. Working out is a given in my week. I've learned that I don't have to be perfect to be healthy. I've maintained a healthy weight for over a year. Working out 5 days a week rather than 3. Relationship with food has greatly improved. I don't know if I understand that other one you posted, Sarah. I try not to strive for perfection anymore. I don't cry in the mirror anymore. I love myself more. So these are, again, these are all things that people are typing in the chat right now, sharing with us. I feel more confident. I'm more comfortable with my body after 8 pregnancies than I was with no kids. Oh, so, okay, so working out is not a deal breaker on my progress. I know that nutrition is where the magic happens. I'm having the healthiest pregnancy yet. I feel more at peace with myself in this journey. So I think that that seems like a good amount of stuff. The example my kids see, yes, that is a huge motivator for me. I feel more in control of my nutrition and I have more energy to spend with my daughter. So these are really like, it's insane how much this changes people's lives. And I think that we know that it's changing our lives and other people can kind of see it, but it brings so much more power when we speak it and when we share it with, and when we really share it with other people. So yeah, that's all I got.
Girl, that was so good. I love how you have us writing these too. And I think whoever's listening to the recording, like we need to all post these in our group, like the ways. But I love, you've never shared the part about like wanting to get your money back until like recently. And I love it because, and you know, what's funny, y'all, is like we had a retreat at my house 2 years ago. And like Elizabeth and some other women who were on this call, we're out working out at like 11 o'clock at night in my front room because they needed to do another one. And it cracked me up because she was pregnant with Veronica, and my neighbor across the street, his wife was out of town, but she came over that week and was like, Mike said that you guys were doing like a dance party in your front room at like 10 o'clock. And I was like, no, they were working out. She's like, why? I was like, because they wanted to. But I love it. I love how you've shared this. And I think it is what you focus on grows. And what I love, y'all, about what Elizabeth's sharing is like, I've been doing this a little longer, but what she shares reminds me why I started, because sometimes when you've been doing this a little longer, you forget why you started, and then you get frustrated where you are and you don't give yourself credit for what you've done, you know. And you have, I mean, she's an amazing cook, by the way. Like, she cooks at both our retreats. We were very well fed. Like, and so I love too that you like didn't like vegetables, because we had like vegetable soup basically. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it was amazing. And watching you grow has been amazing. And I'm so thankful you shared. I feel like we need to have more nights like this where we have share our stories. And I just wanted to share, because she shared about this, that if you're like listening to her story and about how she talked about when she started coaching, when you invite other people to do this with you, it helps you to level up and have to teach and learn. And for anyone who's wondered about it, we're actually hosting a workshop next week on coaching. It's a free 5-day workshop where you can come learn about coaching. And Allison talked about it in our groups yesterday. And so, you know, out of all the products that Beachbody offers, the coaching opportunity to me is like the golden goose, like, because you grow so much as a person, and there is a financial opportunity too, and there are so many other perks. So if you want to learn more in a really fun way, we're going to have a bingo game for the week and have a lot of fun, and we'll be training and teaching you what we do as coaches. Please tell your coach and they can get you added to that group. And if you were in it, maybe last month we did it, and you maybe, like, I know sometimes we get put into groups and then we're not able to fully participate, dig in now, because it's been amazing being on this journey. Like, we are a family. And I'll say, from you sharing tonight, like, one of the things for me that's been huge is like, we're not all perfect. Like, she had a pint of ice cream. I've eaten a carton, so pint's good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not perfect, but I don't have to be shamed by anyone, but they also will not let me do it every day. You know, like, no one's going to let me stay stuck. I'm not going to let her stay stuck. And like, but at the same time, I'm also not going to make her feel bad about things, or vice versa. And that ripples into our family. Like, her husband and my husband were household brothers, but not the same. I mean, they're from the same household in college, and it's fun to get together. And like, some of my favorite videos were watching Michael do Country Heat while he was baby wearing. Like, and so I'm very thankful that you spoke tonight, and I'm so glad you shared, because it's you've learned and grown so much, and that has been really amazing to see. And I love tonight that you made us reflect on how we've grown too, because I think that we sometimes see other people and we don't give ourselves credit, like you were saying. And so and I love that you had us share, like, because there are so many wins. Like, I used to worry when someone told me, like, oh, I can't do your group because I'm pregnant. And I'm like, oh, well, you'd be in good company, because we got tons of pregnant mamas in our group.
Always pregnant.
Yes, there's like 12 babies born every year on our team. It's like a thing, you know, and so, or in our challenge group. So anyway, but would you mind closing us in prayer tonight, Elizabeth?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Heavenly Father, we love you, we praise you, and we thank you. Thank you for bringing us together tonight. Thank you for giving me the courage to share my story, where I came from. Thank you for this community. Thank you for allowing us to have a safe place to love on each other and to share with each other and to help each other. And I ask that you would bless our week. I ask that you would give us more courage, Lord. Give us bigger hearts to love the way that you are calling us to love. And we ask this all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here and for those listening, and let's have an amazing week. Take care.